everyone, welcome back to the channel Unknown Physicist. So today we are in our 10th video of our series Mastering MMP. So we have completed all about matrices, and in my previous video I have done about complex analysis, certain basic things we have discussed. Hope that video was really helpful for you. And today what we are going to see is all about analytic function. How to know how the given function is analytic and what is the condition to find that, and here and there I'll be giving few tips to recognize it easily. So don't forget to check the full video. And if you're a new visitor to this channel, in this channel I do make videos on different concepts of physics. Right now I'm doing two series. One is Mastering MMP, which is completely in English. I have completed matrices in that. And the other is Quantum 100, which is completely in Tamil. Even I have done few things over there like expectation value, probability, and time dependent independence, Schrodinger wave equations. I've discussed few important things over there. You can check that series also. It is in the those links are given in the description box. And if you feel this video is going to real helpful for anyone's preparation, don't forget to share it with them, as well as if you want to appreciate the work went through in this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up sign. So let's get started with the video. So before getting into the concept, in my last video I've given few tasks how to find the real part and imaginary part for certain functions, and there is this person Pradeep who have answered all the questions correctly. A big appreciation to him. And Syed Ibrahim, even he tried, but because of my mistake, he also had some mistake. So what was the mistake in previous video was actually sine hyperbolic x was is equal to e raised to x minus e raised to minus x by 2. But in my previous video, I have written 2i, which is completely wrong. That happened by my mistake. I really apologize for that. And similarly for cos hyperbolic x, it is e raised to x plus e raised to minus x by 2. Even there I have written 2i. And again, really I apologize, and I will make sure I will not make such silly mistakes in my upcoming videos. And thank you for pointing it out, mentioning. Um, that's it. So let's get started with today's concept. So today what we are going to see is all about analytic function. Analytic function. So if you are a graduate student or a postgraduate, this must be a really important concept in your mathematical physics paper. So what is an analytical function? For example, if I have a function f of z is equal to u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. So uh, when f of z will be said to be analytic means it has three conditions. So for example, let me take a random function. This is f of z. So f of z should be continuous. F of z should be continuous. So this is the first thing. F of z should be continuous, and then f of z should be a single value. This f of z should be single value. And the last is f of z should be differential in the domain. It should be differentiable in the domain. So if your function satisfies these three conditions, then it is said to be analytic. But how can I verify it? So we have a condition for it. Let us see what condition it is. So you must be familiar with it, which we call as Cauchy-Riemann condition. Cauchy-Riemann condition. We used to say CR condition also. Cauchy-Riemann condition. So what is this Cauchy-Riemann condition? So dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and then dou u by dou y will be equal to minus of dou v by dou x. So here your u is real part of the function, and v is the imaginary part of your function. So you can check whether your function is analytical or not by verifying with the help of this condition, right? So if dou u by dou x, dou v by dou y, and then dou u by dou y, and then dou v by dou y. If this exists, then your f of z, I said right, your function should be a differentiable in the domain. Then f of z also exists. F dash of z also exists. Right? So let us do one or two problems, and then we'll see further what is in the video. Solve one or two problems, then you will be able to understand more clearly. So first question I am taking, f of z is equal to z cube. Okay. So what is z? Z is nothing but x plus iy. So here it is x plus iy the whole cube. So which will be x cube plus iy the whole cube plus 3a square b. A plus b, you must know the algebraic identity, a plus b the whole cube. Let me write it here. So a plus b the whole cube will be equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. So 3a square, here it is 3x square into iy plus 3 into a into iy the whole square. So b square, right? So which will be x cube. Here it is I cube. Actually I square, it is minus 1. So it will be minus 1 into I. So which will be minus I y the whole cube plus 3I x square y plus 3x. Actually here it is I square. So which will be minus 1. So this won't be plus. This will be minus 3x square. So let me separate the real terms and imaginary terms. So which will be x cube minus 3xy square plus I into 3x square y minus y cube. So I have separated my real term and imaginary term. So this is my u and this will be my v. So I have to find whether my function is analytical or not. So for that we have to satisfy our CR condition, which is Cauchy-Riemann condition. So dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and similarly dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou v by dou x. So let us do one by one. So first let me do what is dou u by dou x. So I have to differentiate this. So what it would be? It would be 3x square minus 3y square. Next is, let me do for dou v by dou y. So dou v by dou y, which will be 3x square minus 3y square. So the first thing is equal. So dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y. So we have done one. So let us do the second part. Second part here is dou u by dou y is equal to. So you have to differentiate with respect to y. So here there is no y term. So this becomes 0. And here you have only minus 6xy. Right? Next is dou v by dou x. So I have to differentiate with respect to x, which would be 6xy. Right? Here, what is the condition? Dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou v by dou x. So we have a minus sign. Again, the second condition also proved. So these both the conditions are proved. So hence our function f of z is an analytical function. Okay, our function is an analytical function. Let me do one more problem. Still you will be clear with it. So the second question what I am taking here is f of z is equal to sine z. F of z is equal to sine z. So which will be z, I can write as sine of x plus I y. Right. So this is in the form of sine of a plus b. So again I can split this as using the trigonometry identity, which will be sine a, so sine x, cos b, so cos I y plus sine b, so sine I y into cos A. So cos A is cos x, right? So here it is cos Iy. So I can replace with the hyperbolic term. So which will be sine x into cos hyperbolic y plus sine Iy. So which is sine hyperbolic y into, sorry, I sine hyperbolic hy into cos x. So this will be my real term u and this would be my imaginary term v. So what is my Cauchy-Riemann condition? Let me write it again. Dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and then next is dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou v by dou x. Sorry, dou x. So let us do one by one. So first it is dou u by dou x. So if I am differentiating with respect to x, this would be cos x cos hyperbolic y. Next is dou v by dou y. dou v by dou y. So dou v by dou y would be cos x, and if I differentiate sine hyperbolic, it would be cos hyperbolic. So cos hyperbolic y. Again, these two conditions are equal. So let us do the second one. Dou u by dou y. So I have to differentiate with respect to y. So sine x into cos hyperbolic y. If I am differentiating it, it would be minus. So let me write in front. So minus sine hyperbolic y. Next is dou v by dou x, right? So dou v by dou x. So this would be sine hyperbolic y, and I have to differentiate cos. So cos would be sine x, right? So sine x. Again, these both the conditions are equal. So therefore, my function f of z is a analytic function. F of z is an analytic function. So this is how you usually verify how a function is analytical or not. So you must be familiar with the Cauchy-Riemann condition, and you must be really familiar with the differentiation formulas. So you must be familiar with what is differentiation of sine, cos. So all these you will be getting used only when you are doing it regularly, having a regular practice on these problems, then only you'll be able to master and remember those things. So that's why I keep on insisting that you have to have a continuous revision of your formula daily. It's not like weekly once or monthly once won't help you. You should have a habit of revising your formulas daily. At least if you are not able to write it daily, at least look at it once and revise it. So it will be really helpful when you are going and sitting in your exam. You will feel the importance of this point when you are facing your question paper, right? So I will give a task for this. Just give a try to the task. So what is the task is like I will be giving one question only. So which is f of z is equal to e raised to z the whole square. E raised to z the whole square. Okay. Just kind of apply your thinking skills over here. How you can simplify this equation. You'll be able to solve it. I just want to know whether the function is an analytic function or not. Whether the given function is analytic or not. Okay. So this our video is not going to end with here. I'm going to share few tricks, important things over here, how to find a function by just looking at it. Okay, let's see what it is. This is not applicable to whatever I'm going to share now is not applicable to all the problems, but few problems you can easily identify. So only I'm sharing this. So what are the few notes? You can say take this as a note. Okay. So what are the note I'm going to share is first, if the given function contains, if the given function contains z bar, contains z bar, then it is not analytic. Then it is not analytic. Okay. What is z bar? It is nothing but z is equal to x plus iy. Z bar is x minus iy. So if you are able to figure out a z minus iy in your question, then your question is not analytic. You can just mark it easily. And then second point is if the given function contains, if the given function, if this given function contains under root z, then it is not analytical. Then it is not analytical. Sorry, analytic. Why means because under root this has multi-valued function, that is branch points. We will be discussing all this in the other two videos. But this is if your z is under root, then this is a multi-valued function. This is a multi-valued function. So it is going to have branch points. Multi-valued function. And the last point is if the given function, if the given function, if the given function is unable to express in, unable to express in terms of z, unable to express in terms of z, then it is not analytical function. Then it is not analytical function. Then it is not analytical function. Okay. So if there is a function, to example 2x plus iy, so whether this function is analytical or not, It is a, like you can able to express in terms of z or not, you can able to express, because I can write as x plus iy. So this is nothing but z. So then this function is an analytical function. Okay. So let us, I will be doing few sums. Then you will be able to understand these 3 points still more. So my first question here it is 3 plus x minus iy the whole power 7. Whole power 7. So which is nothing but 3 plus z bar. 3 plus z bar the whole power 7. So there is a z bar term. So your function is not analytic. So your function is not analytic. You need not to verify it with Cauchy-Riemann condition. You can just look at it and say whether it is analytical or not. Okay. And then one more thing I'll do. So second question it is x plus iy minus 1 whole power 1 by 2. So this is nothing but under root z minus I. Again, this function is not analytic. This function is not analytic. If you don't believe, you can just verify it with the help of Cauchy-Riemann condition. You will be able to figure out whether it is analytical or not. So again, our video doesn't end with any task. I have given only one task so far. I will add few more things. Just mention whether the function is analytical or not. So here the questions are. So I given one task earlier. So let me continue here with number 2. So the question is 1 plus x plus iy the whole power 4 into 7 minus x minus iy the whole power 3. Okay. So this is what the question is. So just look at it carefully and try to answer. So I want to know whether the function is an analytical function or not. And the third question is 1 minus 2x minus iy the whole power 4 into 7 minus x minus iy the whole power 3, right? And the fourth question, it is x plus iy minus 8 the whole cube into 4 plus x square plus y square plus 2ixy the whole power 7. So just apply your thinking skills, do it patiently because you are going to do it for the first time. So you can't do it in 2 seconds or 5 seconds. It takes time. It's a quite long process. Next is x plus iy the whole power 7 into 1 minus x minus iy the whole cube. Okay, this is the fifth question. And then sixth question, x square minus y square plus 2ixy minus 3 the whole cube. Just try to simplify all these terms, you will be able to answer. Okay. And then last question, seventh question, it is 1 minus x plus iy whole power 4 into 2 plus x plus iy whole power 6. So totally there are 7 questions. So I just want to know whether your function is analytical or not. So these questions you will be able to figure out in just 1 or 2 steps. But the previous question, which was e power z square, just try to solve it so that you will be getting used with the differentiation function. For that sake only I have given that. Hope this video is really helpful for your preparation. And if you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. I'll be ready to help you guys. So still then everyone, keep practicing, keep revising your things. Bye bye everyone. Have a nice day.